To submit a materials and services claim for a superior vision member when not using the lab network. From the practitioner drop-down list, choose the name of the eye care professional who performed the services for the claim. Search for the member by typing member ID or date of birth. Select the member for whom you are placing the claim. On the Claims page, scroll down to the Select Services Below box. Click the Exam and the Frames and Spectacle Lens checkboxes depending upon the patient's claim needs. The Claim button displays. Click the Claim button to display the Exam tab. Complete the exam entries and selections as follows. Fields with a red asterisk require entries. Dilation eye exam or fundus photography performed. Use the CPT2 and Disease Reporting Diagnosis drop-down list to choose any diseases that affect this patient's health. Select the checkbox beside each disease that applies. Click Yes if the member has a form of diabetes or click No if otherwise. If you select No, an additional conditions list drop-down list displays so you can select other health conditions that may apply to the patient. You can type the first few characters of the diagnosis code that applies to this exam to display matching codes and click the code to select it from the list. An entry is required. You can add more diagnosis codes if you need them. Enter procedure codes. Again, you may type the first few characters of each procedure code needed for this service and materials. Then, click the appropriate entry to select it from the list. At least one entry is required, but choose all that apply. Enter the 5-digit CPT procedure codes only in this field. When you have completed all entries, click Next. The Eyewear tab displays. At the top of the Eyewear tab, complete the entries and selections to identify the materials for which you are submitting the claim. Enter frame manufacturer, style, and SKU if applicable. Scroll down to the next section to choose the lens type information and lens options. Complete the selections in this list based on the materials provided to the member. Click the radio button of the lens type provided to the member. Choose the lens options that were added to the member's lenses. Choose all that apply. When you've completed these entries, scroll to the bottom of the page and click Next. The Claims tab displays. Complete the claims entries as required based on the exam and materials entries you have already selected. Most of these sections will pre-populate. Verify their accuracy. In the Diagnosis Codes section, enter any additional diagnosis codes associated with this exam. The codes you entered in the previous section appear in the box. Scroll down to the Examination and Materials section and complete the fields as necessary to accurately complete the claim order. Fields with a red asterisk require entries. Choose the appropriate codes for the materials you are supplying to the member when applicable. This selection is required. Enter the modifiers that apply to the exam or material codes listed. For some materials and prescriptions, modifiers display automatically based on the options you chose. Enter the usual and customary charges for the service or materials listed at the left. This entry is required for the fields when entries are enabled. Units. Enter the units for the services and materials that are listed at the left. This entry is required if it is enabled. Diagnosis codes. If you entered one diagnosis code, the code you entered displays in this field. When there is a primary diagnosis code applicable to a service or material, click the primary link to choose the primary diagnosis code. This entry is required. Review your order claim carefully and click Next to display the Review and Submit tab. Review the claim and click the Standard Disclaimer checkbox. Continue based on your review. To make changes to the claim, click the Back button to return to an earlier page. Edit the fields you want to correct and click Next until you return to this page. To cancel this claim, click the Cancel button and click Leave Page at the prompt. To submit the claim, click Submit Claim. A confirmation message displays. Click OK to continue.